Ohio State. There will be more Ohio State fans in the stadium than there will be Indiana fans. And that's just because they take so many buses of people there that it gets insane. So when you look in the crowd and see the red and white, just know that most of those people are actually Ohio State fans.
Yeah, I guess the good news is you have similar colors, so it's going to look good.
Yeah.
You hope they wear red.
Whenever you get those aerial shots of Memorial Stadium, it's usually that game because you can't tell and it's a full crowd and that makes it look good. But, I'm going to take you back to 1976.
Ooh.
Lee Corso is the head coach. They take a first quarter lead over Ohio State and Woody Hayes, and it's a 7-6 lead. He tries to quit the game at that point. The first lead they've had over Ohio State in 25 years. Can't quit the game, so what does he do? He takes a timeout and takes the entire team out on the field, takes a picture in front of the scoreboard, only to lose the rest of the game 47-7. So they never scored another point. I don't see that happening here. I think it'd be fantastic in this day and age if that were to happen.
That would be on social media very quickly.
But, you said it, 25 years ago they were 4-0. They made it to the Peach Bowl. I think they'll be bowling again.
Yeah.
I think it would be very hard for them to win this game. They can score points. They can't stop anybody from scoring points. But I do think they will cover. I think it will be a closer game than is anticipated. I think it'll just be, at the end of the day, in the recent Hoosier losses, fourth quarter, 1 minute loss.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns in 30 seconds or something that blows it out.
They'll score with a minute to go up points, and then Ohio State will score in that minute with ease to win the game.
Yeah, and if I'm the Buckeyes, they looked a little better last week, but I still don't understand why JT Barrett's not their quarterback. And if he's not their quarterback by the time they play in the college football playoff, I think every other team will be very happy about that has to face them there. They've kind of played to a level that's been disappointing, maybe this is their their first road game in the Big Ten of the year, and you know how that goes. It's definitely a feeling out process, and nobody usually looks great in that first game. I assume Purdue will look bad, but I think the Hoosiers will hang in there for most of the game. I think if it's an Ohio State cover, it's going to be very late. I don't think it's 21-0 in the first quarter or anything like that. Before we talk anymore Big Ten, my outright upset of this week is the Louisville Cardinals heading to take on Dave Doran's Ballers, the North Carolina State Wolfpack, and I think that Louisville wins this outright, 27-24. Part of the reason is Louisville's actually played some good teams this year, and NC State has played. I know Indiana's non-conference was a little dicey. NC State's makes Indiana's look like a top 5 non-conference schedule. And they just played a bunch of garbage. 1AA's, South Alabama, Old Dominion. An Old Dominion team that lost 49-0 to App State last week. So I don't think NC State's ready for the jump up in competition. And Louisville flying a little under the radar because of a tough couple close losses. I think they go into NC State and win. Anything else you got about the Big Ten? I know you're fired up about the random undefeated Iowa, Northwestern, Indiana trio right now. Kind of a changing of the guard in the Big Ten outside of the typical Ohio State, Michigan State, and Wisconsin.
Yeah, you know what? It's kind of been different. I haven't followed along a lot, and I woke up on Sunday and all of a sudden the 1 and the 2 are Ohio State and Michigan State and Northwestern and Michigan just seems like they're getting better and better every week.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot of strength there, and or so it seems anyway. We'll see once Big Ten play gets underway here how everything pans out.
Yeah, there's a couple interesting games. I mean, Iowa, Wisconsin. Wisconsin's just played 3 nobodies in a row, while Iowa basically played Iowa State and 2 other in Pittsburgh, who's kind of average, and then North Texas. So it'll be interesting to see. I think that Minnesota Northwestern game really will shape if Northwestern is truly gonna be there all year. They're a bowl team, of course, but I'm looking at this Indiana bowl game here that's going on. 55, I believe that's Rod Carey. He was an O lineman on Indiana in the early '90s. That's the NIU head coach. How about that? That's some fortuitous MEP moment that I did not anticipate. I did not anticipate that. The Husky fans will love that. Sadly, this week, our resident whipping boy, PJ Fleck, is off, so they can't suffer another loss. He has fallen to 1-3 on the season. That makes him 10-20 or 10-19 in his career. So, are you
sure about that? I'm sure he can still find a way to lose on his bye week.
He loses a lot. If you can divorce your wife with your 3 kids and be re-engaged within, I think, 10.5 months to another girl, you have an interesting outlook in life. So keep on rowing, PJ, you fuckhead. So I'm going to send you out of here with a couple of favorite clips for you.
Hey, I got one question for you.
Hold on.
Then I'm leaving and you fucking guys will run till you can't even fuck. Now I'm tired of this shit. I'm sick and fucking tired of an 8-10 record. I'm fucking tired of losing to Purdue.
And I know you're ready for hoop season. So what do you got for me? And he's up there. I knew he'd be. I knew you had him down there somewhere.
He's right up here. Well, here's my random for the MEP'S
What do you got?
right now. You have an alarming Game 3 upset, Indiana over New York in the WNBA tonight.
Ooh.
Wow. Conference finals.
Holy
to
cow.
Play Minnesota now in the finals. Who do you take, Indiana or Minnesota?
It's hard not to take Minnesota. I told you this, and I don't pay as much attention to the W as I used to, obviously. I'm sure Stanley Coleman would be on board with this. Minnesota's loaded, and you just gave them Sylvia fouls, and that doesn't bode well for the Fever. I don't know what happened to the Fever. I do feel good for Stephanie White. She was really nice when I was there as good old Steve Key's assistant. But too much firepower from Minnesota. That's like a dream team. They have too many Olympians. It would be a huge upset. I don't know how you feel about it. You knew it was going to be Minnesota. I don't know if you feel better that Indiana beat New York or you feel worse.
I'm ecstatic.
Okay.
That Indiana is there. Again, I also like Stephanie White. Not that we lost them, but having Epiphany Prince on New York playing Sylvia fouls in the finals would just be too painful.
That's true.
So I'm glad that they didn't make it.
I guess you got to root for Indiana. I mean, it's your home
I root
state.
for Indiana. I don't think they have a chance.
No, I don't think they do. I know you have some buddies who like to put some wagers down on the W, and if the Madej brothers are listening, and Barnt, get your wallets out and put some money on the Lynx here. Bobby Knight has a game face to give us before we get out of here.
In adult life, I've never used the expression game face, so I have no idea what it means or what you're supposed to do.
I just wish we could have lived with Bobby Knight at Indiana in the social media age and just seen how quickly they would have just torn him apart. I grew up wanting to play for him when I was young, and it was pretty sad how they ran him out of there. But hey, you guys got a lot of talent going into this year. I'm a little disappointed we're not playing you in the Big Ten ACC Challenge. Disappointed we're playing Ohio State, which doesn't make any sense when I don't think Ohio State's going to be very good. But I would love for the Hoosiers to have a big year, especially to take down the Spartans, who have become the arch nemesis of Virginia out here. As you say Michigan State out here, and people cringe. So, anything else you got before Daria comes after you and insults us both for enjoying our MEP's talk here?
No, I think we're all good. I mean, you don't get to see what the background was. She was walking by doing the escalator and stair crawl and walking by me.
Like Austin Powers.
Yeah, she's totally enjoying this, probably more than me.
Okay.
Right now, but
well, I thought that was pretty good. Thanks for coming on. That's 2015 MEP's Week 5 Top 7 talk. I got to be better than 2-4-1 last week, or I'm going to start losing people money. Madej brothers and Brad, look out! You're on the email trail now, and looks like the Cubs are up 4-0, and Joey Votto just tried to bunt in the first inning. So stay hot, Joey Votto. MEP's Top 7 out.